Welcome to today's video. This video is about why does lightning strike the ground? Lightning is one of nature's most dramatic and powerful shows. It's bright, loud, and sometimes a little scary. But have you ever wondered why lightning chooses the ground? Why doesn't it just stay in the clouds? Why does it seem to aim for tall buildings, trees, and sometimes even the open earth? To illustrate its powerful impact, consider the 1971 Mexico City lightning strike that lit up the city for miles and caused a rare phenomena known as ball lightning. Ball lightning is an unexplained spherical and luminous occurrence that floats or hovers in the air for a few seconds before fading or exploding. Such real-life events demonstrate why understanding lightning is both fascinating and essential. Today, we're diving into the simple science behind lightning, using straightforward explanations and everyday examples to make this electrifying mystery crystal clear. The secret behind lightning's path. Lightning begins inside a storm cloud, where billions of tiny water droplets and ice pieces crash and bump into each other. These collisions separate electrical charges, the same way rubbing a balloon on your hair creates static electricity. But inside a cloud, this effect happens on a massive scale. The top of the cloud becomes positively charged. The bottom becomes negatively charged. This imbalance creates a giant electrical tension, like stretching a rubber band farther and farther until it snaps. When the difference becomes too great, nature releases the energy in a single powerful burst. That burst is lightning. But here's the key question. Why does lightning often travel downward toward the ground? Why lightning targets the earth? The ground beneath us accumulates a large positive charge during a storm. Opposite charges attract. It's one of the most straightforward rules in physics. So the negatively charged bottom of the cloud begins reaching toward the positively charged earth. Imagine two magnets pulling toward each other from a distance. Earth and the cloud work the same way. As the cloud sends down invisible tendrils of charge, the ground responds by sending up its own tiny tendrils. Reaching upward when these two paths meet, boom, a lightning bolt forms. This process is fast, initially silent, and incredibly precise. What we see as a sudden flash is really the final moment of a delicate electrical handshake between sky and earth, while lightning strikes trees, buildings, and people. Lightning loves shortcuts. The easiest path between cloud and ground is the one with the least resistance. That's why lightning often hits tall trees, skyscrapers, antennas, and towers, hilltops, metal poles. Even open fields being taller brings you closer to the cloud and reduces the distance lightning must travel. But here's something surprising. Lightning doesn't always strike the tallest object. It simply chooses the path where electricity flows. Sometimes that's a tree. Sometimes it's the ground, sometimes it's a metal fence, and sometimes, tragically, a person standing in an open area. For your safety, stay indoors during a storm and avoid standing near tall objects or open areas to minimize the risk of being struck. Additionally, please stay away from water as it conducts electricity, and avoid using metal objects and appliances during a storm. It's also a good idea to disconnect electrical devices to prevent damage from power surges. If you find yourself caught outside with no safe shelter nearby, crouch low, keep contact with the ground to a minimum, and avoid isolated trees and high ground. Stay as secure as possible until the storm passes. A relatable analogy. Electricity loves easy roads. Think of electricity like water flowing downhill. Water always takes the smoothest, fastest path. Electricity does the same thing. If it finds an object that provides an easier route to the ground than the air around it, it will strike there. That's why lightning rods work. They provide lightning with a safe, low-resistance path to Earth, preventing damage to buildings. A lightning rod is typically a metal rod or conductor that is mounted on top of a structure. It is connected to the ground via a wire which safely conducts the electrical charge into the earth. By installing lightning rods, buildings can be protected from the incredible power of lightning strikes, ensuring a safe discharge of the electrical energy. The ground isn't just a target, it's a partner. Another surprising fact: lightning doesn't always come from the cloud downward. Sometimes the ground itself sends up a bolt, called a ground streamer, that meets the cloud's charge halfway. Lightning strikes are actually a combination of upward and downward movement happening faster than the eye can track. Here's a surprising fact. Lightning can strike the same place multiple times. In fact, taller structures like the Empire State Building are hit dozens of times each year. This occurs because once a path is established in the air, it becomes ionized, reducing the resistance to subsequent strikes following the same path. Think of it like a well-worn path in a field. Once the trail is blazed, it's easier and faster to traverse repeatedly. This ionized pathway illustrates both the unpredictability and immense power of lightning. This means the ground isn't a passive victim. It's an active participant in the creation of lightning. Why lightning is so powerful, a single bolt of lightning can heat the air to 5 times the temperature of the sun's surface. Release enough energy to power a house 4-day stretch several miles from cloud to ground. Travel at speeds faster than you can blink. The shocking power comes from the massive charge difference built up in storm clouds. And when that energy finally releases, it chooses the ground because Earth acts like an enormous electrical reservoir. A thought-provoking takeaway next time you see lightning flash across the sky. Remember, it's not random. It's not chaotic. It's a carefully choreographed exchange of energy between the sky above us and the ground beneath our feet. Lightning is a reminder that our planet is full of invisible forces working silently all around us until nature decides to reveal them in one brilliant, breathtaking moment. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more fascinating science facts, hit like and subscribe. For the full playlist, the link is provided in the description. Thanks for being curious with me today. I truly appreciate your time and interest. Stay tuned for more exciting content.